So
Just
our
for tonight.
where's our camera? Our camera is
It feels
some
like less
direction.
of a return because I went to come last week and then I saw it was canceled, and then I went to see like who else was online, and then I saw Heyo was like in an instance with Austin, one of the other main mods from.
I popped by too. He's really
Yeah, so I
good.
was
I
just
see why the Ancients is doing so well.
also that
Mm-hmm.
reminds me just to say this out loud before I forget. A day or two after that, BridgeMakers did come up as a topic of conversation.
Mm,
I thought you might like to see what was said.
sure. Wait, did you say we're reading what Apex wrote? Did you say
Ancients.
Ancients isn't?
Oh no, I said it. It's no. Sorry, I meant to phrase that Austin is making Ancients do really well. It seems like that's why it's well, because Austin seems like a cool guy.
Austin and Carl.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, it sounds like they're doing
Approve.
fine. That's what I mean.
Honestly, the whole team's got a pretty similar kind of attitude.
Yeah.
That's great. Mm-hmm. Audio issues. Yeah,
Yeah.
I like your multiple arms. It's very cool.
Mm-hmm. Nice. Well, yeah. So we're here. Our live stream is going. This is Weekly Community Builder Meetup. We do 3 parts to this, or 4 parts technically. So the first part is we set the container, basically. So how do we all make agreements to stay conscious of how we're being a community together? And the best way often to do that is to remember something that warms our heart, or we understand and value the structure of a certain community behavior, something called a norm. What do communities do to help us feel included and safe? And this exercise every week gets us going of looking at communities around us and saying, what are they doing that works for me? And what are they doing that doesn't work for me? And this is a place to first talk about what does work. That's part 1. Part 2 will be, what's a pain point? What's something that's not working about building community with yourself, with people around you, if you're a leader with an actual community? Oh, bye, Apex.
Someone's distracted by the cat box.
I guess so. And then the next part is we go through some worlds and we look at the worlds and say, how does the container make or break community? Yes. That feature of the world is sometimes breaking community because we are so distracted by the fun, playful things. So, yeah. So, yeah, how do the environments around us actually shape how we connect and disconnect? And then the final part is, how did we grow each other? So we play the appreciation game and we acknowledge something about somebody here that made us grow into more of who we want to be. Even if it's something irritating or tough, it can be a way to practice candor and kindness and also own our own shit, basically. Tell the truth about how we're staying accountable to ourselves and making sure that we use every time we come together to grow ourselves and do better. So that's the overall format. If you would like, yeah, why don't we just jump in? So naming one community norm that helps build healthy community. You can use the rules in the BridgeMakers description, just read one of those, or think about contributing something you also notice in communities. Who would like to start? Axel.
So recently I've been able to be a pioneer in my program, and I opened up this discussion about community and but the leaders of the program alongside my mentor as well. And our community point was, it was like surrounding like when we get into like residency and we start going through all like the traumas and like the content transparencies and stuff. But it's more so taking into account like your own body, how you're feeling in that moment, whether trusting yourself to get up and leave when the time is not right for you, and all of that. So it's just honoring yourself in that community with the intention that the community is also going to honor you.
Wow. So how do you, I got some of that, but I'm just curious, like there's we set this as an agreement part. And is there a way to check on each other or notice if you're doing that or not doing that?
Yeah. So we put into so my mentor made the video because they send it out for all of the thesis presentations that are coming up for all of those that are involved in that. And the ways that we're doing it is that we're going to have named content transparencies before each thesis production. There's going to be moments where so like seating wise, there's going to be seats that are going to be closer to exit points, so if you have to leave, then you don't disturb others that are still in the experience. And then we're also having areas where we can talk about the performance pieces afterwards if we're interested in that as well.
Oh, nice. Wow. I hadn't even thought about the spatial design. If you know you're probably not going to sit on an edge seat. That's interesting. Thank you. So it's about, people cite self-care a lot, and especially in these immersive online communities, it's a necessity to be like, you are the best person to take care of you. Some of you have even heard me give you that speech on some level. I don't like it because it does feel like it rubs a wound of individualism in regular society that is just like self-care has replaced all responsibility of village care and community care. And like, oh, you're sick? Well, take care of yourself. And
well, if you know any villages, let me know.
Right? Exactly. Like DoorDash your local village or something, right? But I always ask, like, how do we get back to the village? How do we recognize we have collective care in checking on each other and noticing when somebody seems off, and like make that space to slow down? And by default, if a community is noticing somebody's off and they go approach them, a lot of times it can feel like, oh, I don't fit here anymore, instead of thank you for noticing, I am off, but it doesn't mean my place here is threatened. It means, how are we going to make this better together? So yeah, great, Axel, thank you. How do we get back to being a village, and how do we be a village to ourselves in the meantime? Who wants to go next, Carl or Fro? We're going to go in a circle.
I could go.
I can go. I think I got one that's just kind of more one of our standards for going out to YouTube and such. But the idea of confidentiality, while it is being streamed, we do have a, somewhat of a circle of trust here. Maybe not the exact right term, but, and nobody should feel that anyone here is going to go and, you say, what I heard Apex say at the BridgeMakers event? Like, it's, and, while it is going out on YouTube, I believe Heya has the name tags off in general, and also the, in general, I think the way Heya usually kind of puts it is when people tend to kind of go afterwards and look at what they said, it may not seem as, scary as when they said it and were thinking about on it overnight. So, but that is always an option. If you say anything that you don't want to live on YouTube forever, we can remove that part or whatever needs done. Sorry, my voice is so scratchy.
Yeah, that's okay. In general, that is the policy. We don't have video editors right now. So if you do ask for something to be taken down, likely just the whole video gets taken down and it's going to wait for a long, long time. So just be aware, we're practicing being accountable to ourselves here. And over time, I think it's been over a year since anybody's asked to review anything that was recorded even. And once everything started getting live streamed, it's not been an issue. You can always just go back and look. But speak here with the knowledge of technically everything in VR and everything in physical reality can also be recorded, but just, it's out there. We share and it's out in the world. And we keep that recording going for our own learning and development, but also for accountability. This is a dream space, and we can record the memories in our brains a little bit different than they happened. So this is one way that the bridge stays very transparent. Yeah. Okay, my norm will be please RSVP to events. We are really locking down on that right now, partly out of necessity from your local burned out / in a semi-life crisis leader here. Hello. So RSVPing to events that I'm doing are going to need to be 2 days before, or the event gets canceled if it's less than 3 people. And that's just coming up here. That's already implemented for this event. We're also going to probably start locking down events. If they're not RSVP'd to, then that doesn't mean you get to come to it, especially if you've come repeatedly and not done that. These are ways to be kind to your host and give my nervous system a chance to be able to anticipate who's going to be present and know if I'm still a yes, to come or do something different with my time. So, yeah, please RSVP. And I see that as a practice of commitment, a practice of deepening your awareness of yourself and your connections. Think about it a little bit like, if you're going to go to the gym, you're going to get warmed up. You're going to get your exercise equipment ready, all that stuff. Like coming spontaneously to these events often seems to actually make the experience a bit cheaper. Yeah, working out, exactly. But this is emotional working out. So, by knowing that you're coming to an event and committing to it, you're actually preparing yourself for the process to unfold, for the presence to grow, for the vulnerability to come out. So, partly out of necessity, just because of my own mistakes and estimating how much I could give to this community, and partly out of the principle of being decent and humane to people who are giving us our time and holding space and hosting events. This is locking into a much stronger black and white line. So, yeah, giving you all the heads up on that. These changes are already going into effect, but just giving you all knowledge that this is happening. And thank you for everybody who's adjusting to this. Okay, another norm. Apex, what kind of norm do you have to contribute?
Ooh.
Okay.
That's a
So-
personal goal. That's
Yeah.
interesting.
So Apex just wrote, I'm going to be starting my personal journey of going to a gym to improve my health. Cool. Thanks, Apex. How does that bridge to a norm about building a healthy community, because that's the segment we're in right now. Okay, trying to overcome anxiety so I can be a leader for others. Okay.
Perhaps the lesson could be that we're improving ourselves, and everyone in a community striving to be the best person they can be makes a better community.
Sure. Yeah, maybe it plugs into Axel's norm of taking your own time to work on yourself to be better with the community. Does that fit? Okay, cool. Yeah. Good to bridge with our bodies. Okay. Profidor.
I'll go with an easy one we've done before, but for our groups, we really appreciate the norm that everyone comes to our. Oh, there's Verka. That everyone stays sober and not inebriated as we go on these deeper journeys of self-reflection and personal growth. I would say that we want to be our most clear selves, have clear minds, and say what we really mean. If people are showing up high or drunk, that makes the situation harder to connect with others and to really be authentic. So that's something we want to try to encourage for everyone that shows up to our events.
Yeah, thank you, Fro. Hey, Verka. Good to see you.
Hello. I am a little late.
Oh, I'm glad you're here.
Bit of an issue signing in.
Good to see you.
Yes, you also.
Yay. So we're just doing norms. How do we build a healthy community? And Fro, everything you said just evacuated out of my mind all of a sudden, but I was on board. Let's say the summary one more time. Your norm. Substance
sober,
use.
Don't come inebriated.
Yeah.
Substance use.
That's
the one. Yeah.
So please be as present as you can, and that we're practicing inner growth and self-development, and that takes being conscious and as in our bodies as we can be. So yeah, thank you. Verka, you got a norm you want to jump in with?
Ooh, I don't know if it's normal or should not be, but it's something that's been on my mind, and it is the availability of people to new worlds. I think that's something that is very needed and useful. If there's people that are just general socializers, I guess, or are in the world, and I think that's a norm that's needed.
That's interesting. So just like greeters in worlds? Or are you talking about?
Yeah, I guess it's like greeters. So there's people that are going into the worlds and, hi, how are you? This is what this world does.
Ambassadors.
Instead of being blind.
Yeah. Docents. That's interesting. Someday social VR will be so organized that part of your service when you come into social VR will be to like find 3 communities that you might belong in and start doing some community service work to reduce your monthly fee in the app or whatever. And you can become a greeter or whatever. So someday they'll...
How they would track that.
Yeah, that's kind of like a
pretty
normal...
simple.
It feels like it should be normal.
Feels like it should be normal, 100%. The village greeters. It's possible. It just takes a choice and budgeting and engineering. And none of those things happen.
I love you.
Yeah, there you go. Welcome to Walmart. Welcome to VR.
Have you ever seen Idiocracy, Heya?
I did a long time ago. Yeah.
It's such a weird
It's a
movie.
satire. Yeah, exactly.
A satire that became more and more kind of weirdly prophetic over the years.
Welcome to IKEA is an interesting one because I can't tell you how many couples I used to work with that would be like, so we were shopping and we had a huge fight and we're thinking of splitting up. And I swear to you, 3 out of 5 times it was IKEA where they were having their big fights. It was stunning how often I felt like a magician. I was like, let me guess, it was IKEA. And they're like, did you see us? I was like, no. But next time you're there, imagine that I can see you. See what happens. Drive by one, but never been there. Well, don't go there with your partner. Yeah. So what I would do for my couples is I'd be like, what section are you in when you start to fight? And often it's a very similar section. The worst fights happened in the children's section. So definitely don't have any real interactions with your partners in children's section. It was a whole trend. I even thought about writing it up as a white paper. I was just like, what? It was wild.
I always liked their interior. I didn't think it could cause conflict.
I think it's putting people into a physical reality role play that those sections are provoking younger selves, and then they kind of get sucked in and start going to battle because those selves have never met each other, and they're like, I'm not married to you. You suck. You don't like the thing I like. Goodbye. You know, and it's like, whoa, that's
interesting.
a lot of weird dialogue to happen in just we were shopping. Okay, cool. Well. Anyways, I digress. I think we've gotten all our norms. It's an interesting one, Verka. I love the vision. If we don't have the vision, we're never going to get there. And I agree, and I have brought that to multiple developer groups as like, if you don't want an app full of trolls, get to the trolls before they come trolls and invite them into constructive community by community. So, anyhow, for another time, let's move into pain points. So the feedback has been given to me before of I don't want to howl about a pain point. I'm going to say that, you know, this is the time once a week for free that you get to say something hard that's happening. But if you are here and you're feeling super connected and there are no aches and you want to do a celebration of what is working for you for community building, then that has never been shut down. I've never been like, that's not this group, go away. If you have something healing and celebratory to bring, you're welcome to do that. It's just not something that's invited repeatedly because we can do that everywhere else. And this is a place to practice being with the parts of us that are just not connecting. They're not making sense. It's more drained than it is growth. So, okay. So, who would like to start? What is one ache in a minute or less that you are having with community building? Oh, we got a silent arriving.
Oh, nice.
Let's scooch around so Silent has a space to join us. Taking up all the space. There we go. Yay.
They might not know about the technique to teleport to the starting
They'll
points.
find us. Yeah, they're on their way. Okay, one pain point.
I don't know how
Who
to
would like to
teleport.
start?
Oh,
You don't have to teleport?
no. It's a bit of a roundabout
That's
way.
right.
But if you hit respawn, you will be at one of the multiple respawn points, and you can keep getting respawn until you get like a gate over there.
Okay,
It's
yeah,
like a
yeah, I
clock.
did hear that. Yeah, I was told about that one. I forgot.
What is one of your howlers, one of your groans and moans? In a minute or less, you're going to share that, and then we're going to do reflective listening. So somebody's going to volunteer. Hopefully one per person. Hey, Silent, welcome.
Yeah.
We're just going into pain points.
I can start us off. I think
Sure.
I got a
Sure.
simple but definitely kind of all-encompassing one for me of just being out of sync as my voice here. I just got out of bed like 30 minutes ago, right before I loaded this up. Um, Going on the walkabout kind of made me get more entrenched in my actual work schedule where I'm not like waking up on the weekends during the day as much. And it was kind of partially my fear that, once I get out of the habit, I would, feel less inclined to try to make it towards these things, or, the more midday stuff is more of a challenge than this because I'm normally awake at this time. But even just with the like mod chat on the server I moderate for, um, especially since we got a new batch of mods a couple months ago, I just keep waking up to like long, detailed conversations, and I haven't really had a time where anything kind of happened that I was like, oh dang, I wish I was a part of that conversation. Nobody brought up this point, but like that's kind of my fear, um, that my voice, I will have wanted to add my voice to something that I'll missed out on because I was asleep, but I don't know. I put it to Dave at the newbie event yesterday pretty simply, a way I've kind of just realized that it's a completely different vibe to like set an alarm to wake up to go to an event than uh, you know planning to do it all day after work and coming home and doing it. So that's just kind of my frustration lately.
Okay. Thank you. Welcome. Who would like to reflect Carl back?
I could give it a try.
Okay. Go for it.
So, from what I hear, you're going through your walkabout, not roundabout, away from BridgeMakers, and there's been a shift in everything going on for you regarding your work schedule. Not having to meet the required meeting of around this time every week has given you more time back, but also has helped keep your sleep schedule more in check. And it sounds like things are like kind of slipping away out of like you've got one less responsibility, so things get a little like it becomes easier to like let things kind of just go as they are. Um, like it sounds like I've been there too, where I feel like if I have less responsibility, I don't work as hard on the current things that I would have responsibility for. Um, so to me, it sounds like there's pros and cons, and you're getting out of sync from what you used to have, where there's some benefit, but it feels uneasy. It feels a bit not in tune with what you had before. So there's conflict there in terms of how you're staying up to date with your chat, your the server we're being an admin for. So yeah, it sounds uncomfortable, and
Yeah.
yeah, did I get that right?
Yeah, I think the main thing being that kind of disconnect. I mean, it's a little better to be on a normal kind of schedule. It's throughout the week, but uh, I end up missing out on a lot. I just spend more time sitting up on my computer alone as everyone else is asleep.
Gotcha.
Wow.
Yeah. Thank you,
Better
Carl.
sleep schedule, but not as good sleep. Not as good as awake time.
Well, and almost to an extreme though too, where I think I said when I popped in a couple weeks ago when you guys were in the Discord VC, like without any sort of thing to do, like I will easily sleep 12 hours and then I kick myself like I should have woke up 6 hours ago and played a game or something.
Expectations.
Gotcha. Well, thank you. Out of sync. Who's next? Axel? Or yeah. You want to go? We'll just go in a circle.
Yeah,
Okay.
sure. Well, I'm going to start with the positive. I finished my third semester this week, which is very exciting because it means that I am now set up for my final thesis, which I've been working on since my second semester through. So that's very exciting. I'm very, very happy about it. My pain point, I'm going to go a bit in depth here. It's very complicated because I'm looking ahead to my thesis and all of the work it's going to entail, which is all the research now. It's really getting all of that finalized and into finding the way to express what the intent of the play is, why the content is the way it is, why I'm exploring it the way it is, why I'm showing it the way that I'm showing it. And it's the big ask is how do I express really the whole intent that it's to reconnect humanity to each other through the intense emotions that we feel but we shy away from, and it's trying to get that expression out in a formal paper rather than more of like a personal way. So that language I feel like I'm kind of missing right now. But that also connects into my job hunt now because that's what my next pain point is. I'm going to be entering into into the job field, which is very exciting. But I have the connections, but now it's like, does the institution that I am looking into share the same values, goals, identity that I myself feel that I fall under, and would I feel very supported by the endeavors of that institution or the institutions that I apply to? And then it's like finding that fit, and like I feel like that's like the hard part as well, and that's also my pain point.
Yeah. Wow. Thank you, Axel. You gave both directions. All right. Who wants to reflect Axel back?
I'm going to see if I can give this one a try.
Okay.
Okay, well, first of all, congratulations on the success. So, that is wonderful. I have gone to college, so I feel I may have a bit of an understanding, and if I'm wrong, please let me know. But it sounds like at this point you have completed your success to where you are now set at a certain level or a way in which you've become used to, and now you're a part of. You've made it that far, and now it's time to make those changes and to be able to apply what you have achieved, not as a personal but as a professional manner, and hoping that these other places are willing to accept that, even though it may not be the same as what you've already succeeded, to see if that's what they're going to accept you as that professional in. And that's where I have that.
That fit, Axel?
Yeah, that's like the second half. Yeah. No, yeah.
Well, I missed half of it. I'm
that's
sorry.
definitely it. No, you're fine. It's all good.
We get to all help each other out here. Sometimes you got part of it. Does anyone remember the first part that wants to share that one? Okay. I think my brain. Oh, did Silent got it? Okay, go, Silent.
Yeah. I heard from you that the first half was that you've completed this this play, this work of art, and that you are finding it painful, kind of taking this work of art that you've created and kind of like squeezing it into the format of a formal essay. and that is a painful process.
Like know the vision of it, and you know that it works and that it's going to work, but actually getting the language down in academic terms to publish the justification for it is what's really digging at you right now. Yeah, so sandwiched right in what Verka said. Need to pop out, lag is killing me. Uh-oh. Sorry to hear that, Apex. Lag, is it specific to this world?
Is it a internet connection?
Storm. Oh. Coming. Sorry to hear that. Got it. Well, thanks for coming.
It's the worst.
Wonderful when you're here.
Yeah. Take care. I like that Axel has realized how to wave their hands through their computer camera. That's great. Very gently. Attracts it.
I gotta try that
care,
sometime.
I know. Carl,
webcam.
you gotta get your camera going so you're less static when you can be. Bye. All 4 hands are waving.
Me. What did you say I need to do?
Do what Axel's doing. Use your camera to be able to track your hands so you're less static.
But then
when
I come in desktop, it's actually more about the like mental load of like, do I want to worry about where my hands are?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have been wanting to try that out, the webcam tracking stuff.
Yeah. Okay, well, thank you, Axel. All right, Fro, your turn.
Yeah. All right, I do have a pain point. So this actually follows up on what I had brought up last time. It was like 2 weeks ago. So as an update to continue on that, I was talking about getting like a pet, a cat specifically. And then the next morning I did just that. It's kind of spur of the moment, but I had an invitation that was scheduled to go to the shelter, and I just kind of got taken away by this bright calico, like medium hair, very energetic, very cuddly, and likes to get picked up. And I just was like, I need to take you home. You're so fun. So it's now been 2 weeks, and there's this troubling thought in the back of my mind that my little lovely bundle of joy and hyperactivity might be too much for me, but I'm unsure like where to really go with that thought, because I want to make this work. She's really fun and loves to play, but she is turning out to be rather high maintenance and has this tendency to do lots and lots of playful licks and bites pretty much anytime she is up and awake. And it is cute, it is funny and adorable, but she will then proceed to like throw like little tantrums by like climbing all over my keyboard, and then like clawing up my chair just so that she can continue playing, and is so full of energy. I thought I was going to get someone a little chiller, someone who would sleep a lot more. Luckily, she is passed out right now, and I can see her on the couch looking over at me actually as I start looking in that direction. And it's been fun. I've bought lots of toys, got a couple cat towers, been going through just having her just be completely spoiled. But there's like this worry that I'm not going to be able to provide enough for her. Like she seems like she'd be a lot happier with like a much bigger house to run around in. Maybe have like an additional cat like friend or so on. But with me in my one apartment, my one bedroom apartment, I'm trying my best to keep her from getting bored, which is pretty much all waking hours. She's not as cuddly as she was when she was adopted. I think being overwhelmed in a new environment was like, oh man, I'm so scared. Well, you're here to protect me. And now she's like, come on, get up. I'm hungry. I want to play. Come on, come on. Um, so it's been this sort of like, did I get the wrong cat kind of thing? Like, I know what she needs. I can keep up with her. And admittedly, she does keep me a little more grounded. I feel like I'm paying a lot more attention
Mm.
to reality rather
Yeah.
than my computer,
Mm-hmm.
where I'm just, living in this space where nothing gets done because I go into my bubble and now there's a little paw that constantly reminds me like, hey, come back to reality, play with me.
Mm-hmm.
And she's also very cute when she's sleeping. I can just pet her and she's like totally fine with that. But yeah, there's all this back and forth. There's this anxiety. I'm like, oh my God, am I gonna go insane after like a year of this? Is this too much for me?
Mm-hmm.
Is something bad gonna happen? Am I gonna have to bring her back or, find a different family for her that'd be more accepting? I'm kind of just lost and unsure, but I don't know. I'm gonna get well, tomorrow my mom and my little cousins are gonna visit and they're all gonna be able to see and play with her, so we'll see how she does with company. And she seems totally fine. Uh, I had to go away for a day, and my next door neighbor in the apartment also likes cats, and he was having a great time just playing with her. But for the most part, yeah, there's pros and cons, and it's those cons that I'm worrying about of like, I don't know what's going to happen over a longer period of time. She's great. I'm just, oh my God, it's a lot. So that's where I'm at.
Okay. The kitty reigns. Who wants to do that? Carl?
Yeah, I'll reflect that. Although I think that was maybe one of the most challenging ones for me to not be able to give advice. Growing up, my mom was a pet rescuer, so we just had so many random pets throughout our life. But yeah, I'm hearing this kind of disconnect between like the expectations and the outcomes. You're doing all the things, you're seeing the some of the benefits coming already, but there's always these unforeseen, every creature is an individual, and see, I'm already starting to try to relate and go and talk about my new cat, but yeah,
did you get a new cat?
Yes.
I know. We could go on. I know. I want to know about everyone's cat.
Hitting my gavel.
Yeah.
No cross kitty talk here.
But yeah, there's that frustration and anxiety of you're like doing the right things, you're getting the toys, you're playing, you're doing all that stuff, but there's still a level of like it's a disruption more than a thing of calming and company. So I can definitely understand that you kind of have a certain idea of how it's going to play out. You watch all these videos or whatever, and then you actually get the animal, and you've got to deal with that animal as an individual and build that relationship. So I can definitely understand definitely see how that's very frustrating, and but also at the same time it's like frustrating while having the pleasure and happiness of having the companion there, and it's a pretty confusing time, I think. that hitting on the main part of it?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's a lot of new challenges. I've grown up with cats, but like this is the first time I've been on my own. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm all by myself, and I can't just say like, "Mom, like entertain her for a bit" or something.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm left to be the sole caretaker, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
hoping I'm good enough for them. They seem
Oh.
happy. They're very healthy and stuff, but I just yeah,
Thank you, Phil.
it's a lot. Yeah.
It's a lot. I hear ya.
Yeah.
And thank you all for letting me rein in there and be like, no cat crosstalk. It's like herding cats to get you all to reflect each other. All right.
Mhm.
So, Verka, what's your pain point?
I actually, I don't know if mine's any different than what I always complain about, and it's lack of social. I'm those who know me know what I'm about,
Mm-hmm.
and know that I like to be around people. I like to be involved with people. I like to be there.
Mm-hmm.
And it feels like life is kind of taking all that away.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't mean my life in general. It's like life, the whole world around us. Everything's just going crazy and falling apart so bad to where it's like everything's taken away.
Yeah.
And so I've been having a lot of challenge lately with dealing with that and trying to make myself still feel normal. What I have done is because I'm also one who loves to dance. I saw on some videos recently where individuals have gone into stores and on the sides of the streets and stuff, and they play music and they dance to it, and they walk up to other people, and then other people get involved and start dancing with them. It's just short little clips of, not where you're dancing for hours, just where they're getting that social feeling again. And so I recently tried applying that to myself just to see if it would help.
Yeah.
And I found that when I go into a store and I'm dancing around and have the music where someone can hear it, someone will respond to me. And that's that feeling that I need, that respond of others. So it was a good thing. But I also noticed that with the good comes the bad. You got the people that want to say, look at what is she doing that for? What is that? I don't want to hear that music. So instead of being in a atmosphere where you have all the positives and a bunch of people to hang out with and enjoy, I got to deal with both of those, which takes me back to that feeling of, why is everything being ripped away? Maybe I'm just old school hippie lifestyle. I would love to even bring it in here. Let's just have a place where we can have some music playing, everybody can dance and chat and have a good time. It's that happiness that you get from those that seems to be ripped away from life right now. And so I'm trying to find ways to put it back. And I'm not, that little thing of going in a store and dancing or on the sidewalk and dancing might get a few positives, but in come the negatives. So that doesn't necessarily work the same as what I am. And you know me, when it comes to get together an event, I want to be involved. I want to be there. I want to talk with people. But you're all talking about the same thing and enjoying it. It's not the same as what I'm trying to do now. So it's a little different than when you're going to something and everybody wants to be doing it. I'm going into a grocery store to go get my groceries, putting my music on and just dancing and just like, you know, and getting some positive for people saying, hey, what you listening to? And thumbs up and right on. And then other people saying, oh my God. And then I just go, oh man, what am I doing? Should I have done that? And it just rips me down again. And then I got to get back in. I've got to try and I have to get myself up and moving. And that is something that is very hard to find in the world today. The headset is nice. It is wonderful to meet people here and socialize, but no one is sitting in the city where I am that can just, hey, let's go get some coffee. Let's just go hang out for a while and talk. We don't have that option here. So I'm searching for what I can do to kind of bring things back to bring me up.
Ooh, so good. Thank you, Verka. Who would like to try reflecting Verka back? Silent.
Well, Oh, excuse me. So what I heard from you is that feel like you're lacking some amount of socialization in your life, and you've been looking for this, and you've been looking for this in various different ways. But seemed like there was a common pattern where like every way that you've tried to like kind of bring back the the social atmosphere, the joyous atmosphere has kind of worked, but it's also kind of been like a double-edged sword where like it's like cutting both ways, and so you're still kind of looking for ways that like are not double-edged swords, I guess.
Mm. Mm.
Yeah,
Mm.
I'd say that's definitely. I'm trying to find the way that
Mhm.
isn't gonna drag me down because I will fall,
Mm.
and I need to find ways just to try and build up.
Mhm. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mhm. I liked the words finding the spots to join with me and bring me up. That was one of the last things you said, and it was a cool visual. Thank you.
That's a very strong piece for me.
Mhm. Yeah. Same. Silent.
Hello.
Hello.
Pain points. Let's see.
Mhm.
Oh.
I will say probably the main thing that I've been experiencing recently is just like absolute, complete and total exhaustion from school,
Mm.
work, and everything. Like physical exhaustion, not even
Mm.
mental or anything. So that's the first one. In fact, I was thinking to myself, like maybe I'm going to hop in here for a short while. I might actually just disappear after the sharing circle. I wanted to stay until the end, at least do something, but I am now being like hit by that. But I guess that's that's I guess maybe a bit of a cop out as far as pain points are concerned. So that's me apologizing for vanishing in a moment. But I suppose as far as pain points are concerned, it has been things sort of in the community building end of things have actually been going pretty great. I've actually managed to pull some people together, get some like great conversations going over in the role play sphere. I guess the main pain point here is like, man, there's still a long way to go. Like I had a conversation it was last week, I guess. Yeah, so I guess it's last week now, where it's like was talking to someone about various things, mainly related about like safety and like safety culture, and we get to the point of like, I'm completely on board with like this idea of safety and everything, but and then we get to the but, and people always have a million different buts to say, things that kind of get in the way, and yeah, right now, I guess right now I am kind of just like struggling to like not push harder because I cannot. I am too exhausted to push any harder. So kind of just have to sit back and take it whenever something like that happens. Yeah, it's basically there's a long way to go, and I'm not even ready to, or I'm not currently in the state to which even to begin.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you, Stylen. Who would like to reflect Stylen back?
I could
Axel.
try.
Yeah.
First of all, for me, I just wanted to appreciate you naming what you were feeling in your body, and that just coming to that realization of like the tiredness and everything. And so I want to thank you for naming that for yourself, because that's a value that I really hold myself. So thank you for voicing. What I heard is that because of like this exhaustion that you have felt in like this whole upbringing of this new community and everything, it's you're feeling like even though you do want to push harder into making this reality, it's right now at a time for you not going to be beneficial in that way. And that I hearing, I think underlying is that you also feeling this need that more good will come from taking that step back, taking like a little pause for yourself, both mind, body, spirit as well. And I think, at least that's like what I heard. Please let me know if any of that resonated or did not, but that's what I heard.
That's about it. I think maybe the only thing, which I guess I didn't say, so you probably couldn't reflect it, is that definitely not a new community. This is a very old community, so it's been like a long journey already, but there's still a lot further to go.
Yeah. Thank you, Stylen.
I didn't actually say that, so.
An old community with a long path ahead, hopefully. And thank you for your boundary. I hear that you need to go, and I was also glad you're here because I think one of the first worlds we're going to travel to, you might want to see after this. So if you do have room to stick around, awesome. If not, we'll finish this part of the circle and take off. Take care of your body.
We'll see.
Yeah, see where you're at.
I've sat down and it's like hitting me.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Maybe
I feel you.
Maybe I can join in, but it is hitting me.
I'm glad you're listening to your body. So welcome, Apro. I don't know if anybody here has met Apro before. Maybe Carl. I think we went and hung out in the STEM. Did you meet Apro? Anyone else?
Hello.
I think so. Just Carl.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah. So Apro, I think we met through STEM VR a while back.
You did.
And then Apro drops in here and there, but very kind human being. I don't think you've been to one of our kind of formal structured events, maybe ever. This may be your first. So,
all right.
Yeah, welcome.
What are we doing?
So this is a live stream to YouTube, just so you know, and this is a weekly sharing circle where we check in about what hurts about building community and also how the environments around us shape how we connect. So we're in the first part, which is what hurts about building community. What's one pain point? And Stylen just finished talking about just really profound exhaustion with everything they're doing. But we've just been going around the circle, and it can be about you as a leader, but it can also be about you as a human being just trying to get your own community building needs met. And just, this is a place to name the ache without having it fixed. So everybody takes a turn reflecting back what the other person said, and it's just a place to be witnessed, basically, instead of, strategized or problem solved.
Yeah. I see. Thank you for explanation.
Yeah. Do you have any particular ache coming up for you that you'd like to share? You're kind of next in line, but if you want to pass, that's okay too.
I'm not sure what's appropriate, so maybe I will pass.
Okay. Yeah, that's okay. So then I would be the last one as far as community building pain points go. It's so hard to find a point when everything aches right now for the most part. But so my pain point is that I have a lot of pain. Let's see. Look on my buffet of painful moments with community building. I broke, this is just a concrete reality one. but I broke my front door key to this building today. Somehow it got bent, and when I tried to bend it back, it broke. And so I sent a picture of the broken key to the landlord and didn't hear anything back for several hours. And it was this moment where I've been living in a very weird situation with pigeons and cockroaches and bird mites and this pit of death that's been eating animals for years. And so I already feel very displaced and discombobulated with just the wildlife in my space. But feeling trapped at a different level, like if I leave my apartment complex right now, I can't get back in, right? So like I feel like I'm on house arrest a little bit, and not having the apartment manager respond to me on a Friday afternoon, I felt this sense of every time I looked at my phone, I was like, I can't compute this. I can't compute that I'm trapped in this building, possibly for the weekend. I don't know where she's at. Like, I'm supposed to be moving right now. I just got my car towed to mechanics. Like, just like this part of me starts wanting to like raise the octave on my voice and sound very breathy and panicky. And so then I'm just like, and then I just look at the next thing that is mostly me distracting, but also like creating things digitally. And I'm just like, well, there's movement there and I don't have to think about everything else. So I finally texted the building manager and was like, I'm sorry, was this not supposed to be sent here? Should I send it somewhere else? And then she finally texted back and said, I'm not there, but I'll get you a key when I can and whatever. So I did hear from them, but I don't know. That picture of a broken key just represents so much of my life right now. A little piece just off to the side. So that's my pain point. My pain point is just feeling like the thing you're supposed to be the least concerned about, which is how do I get in my front door, I'm now struggling with. That's how painful my pain points are. Every freaking layer. So that's mine. And has everybody gone as far as reflective listening? I think so. Yeah. Okay. So when we do that, then basically we do keyword reflecting for the odd person remaining. So like, did you hear a word or an image that impacted you? Not everybody has to go, but this is a way to kind of give it back and not just walk around haunted by, hey, you cockroach stories. Like, put it back in the middle. So any piece that stood out for your heart, and it can just be a keyword that you heard or anything. We do popcorn style.
I heard the front door of your building is at this point is also a pain point in your life compared to many other problems, and that's pretty big if something that small is causing that much pain.
Yeah. Thanks, bro. I saw you raise your hand, Axel.
Yeah, the word that I heard that really stood out to me and kind of resonated within me as well was discombobulated.
Thank you. Broken chi. It's very Marie Kondo of you, Carl.
I mean, honestly, a closer pronunciation too is just more like key. So, homonym, broken key.
Oh, well, technically it's also broken chi because it's about the flow going into my space, and it's just broken every possible way. So,
well, yeah. I meant the word chi as most people in English pronounce it, but in like kind of more traditional pronunciation would just be key.
Interesting. You're breaking my mind, Carl. I like it.
In like Dragon Ball Z, when they shoot a ki blast, they spell it Ki there.
Yeah, I've heard that.
But it's still basically the same word.
Call it that too.
Who knew? Yeah, my brain.
That word key, it stands out significantly. I can't even speak today. Significantly for me, because a key has a definition to a lot, which is like the answer to it all, everything. And that one thing that is supposed to be the access point, the ability, the final top piece has now been broken.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of breaks everything down when you can't even have that.
Yeah. It's a concrete symbol of my life.
Key. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yep. All right. Any others? We've got lots of key themes. Okay. Well, thank you for hearing it. So did that give you a little exposure of this process? And would you like to jump in with one of your own?
Reflection or
your own pain point? Yeah. Or you can still
pain point.
What's hard for you about creating community? What hurts?
I don't think the point I would make is of pain. It's of reality. But the diversity of people that create community creates a problem because each might require unique solution to what drives them, what makes them be there, or how they interact. That seems like a substantial intellectual effort to understand every single one. We do like celebrate the diversity, and I do not question that. But it's still a challenge sometimes for me to understand every single one and what motivates them, because I feel like if I can understand, then I can make that motivation for them, which also is a question whether it's my job or whether it should be intrinsic property that is specific to them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, thank you. So because everyone's gone, welcome Sotolo. I'm going to give you that back and see if I got it. So you are struggling as a leader to understand the people coming through your community system and what their motivations are and their needs and where they're getting stuck on that journey. And you're also asking yourself, is it my responsibility to go that deep into understanding them and like help them unblock those pathways, help them find more motivation? Is that really something I should be doing?
Yeah. I feel like I'm forced to do it.
Yeah.
It seems like that's a job on the ball.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Thank you. That's very real. Leaders can be almost, because of the influencer culture that we're all immersed in, leaders can be primed to be very caretaking of their community members, or there's a sense of you're not really leading if you're not learning them that deeply. And so that zeitgeist around us that says influencers figure out their singular population that they're going after and they hook them and they keep pulling, and leaders get framed in that a lot of times of you should do this too, and if you don't, you're being a bad leader. I get framed in that a lot, so I hear you. Tough.
But the question, I guess, like, you raise an interesting point. Do you mention that there's like a target population, meaning that there's a certain archetype of individual that they are targeting because it's just easier? Like there's a single solution to everyone in the group. So our groups inherently, I guess groups are inherently circling around this single archetype.
It can be, right? And so there, in the capitalistic sense, that's simple because now the corporations can control the influencers who can control their specific population, and it's got a it's got a predictability to it that works for a for-profit entity along the way. However, going only after one demographic doesn't necessarily create a community. It creates a followership, and a followership is not going to balance in their toxicity patterns because they're in group think mode. Buy, grab, reach, and they're not in group like sharing, cohesion, like listening for differences and building around that. So it creates just a very one directional funnel, and that can be satisfying for people who are just feeling like they want to make the money or whatever else. But for the rest of leaders who are like, hey, we have a lot of different kinds of people coming, there can be this constant sense of, I must be doing this wrong if I don't understand all those different kinds of people immediately or else. And there's a lot of winds and pressures and influence from social media that are pushing on people in social VR to have that kind of funnel and flow. And I say people, and I mean me and BridgeMakers and everything. Like this weird assumption that has snuck in is it really a community if you're not growing exponentially and scaling? And it's not a real community if it doesn't work for everybody. So yeah, thank you for that very real talk moment. It's hard to keep my ground around that myself. Just not falling into these rabbit holes of I have to sense everybody exactly what you need. Oh yeah. Good. Well, this concludes this part of it. My hope was for the second part where we're going to do some world hopping. So part of BridgeMakers is doing collaborative projects on occasion. We have a project that's still in development and growing, inspired by the necessity and unfortunateness of Horizon Worlds being threatened and or going down glitch by glitch. So having Verka here tonight, I was really interested if we're all willing to do this, staying in our hearts and staying in our bodies, that we could go to a world that I imported a few weeks ago of Verka's world from Horizon, and we could take a tour of that world with you, Verka, if you're up to it. And this will give us all an opportunity to just ask ourselves, what is my part? Even if it's just witnessing and supporting Verka today, what is my part in this journey? In a very metaphorical sense, we've underground railroaded the underground railroad from Horizon Worlds, which was Verka's multi-year project over there to tell the story from the slave's perspective of what it was like to be shipped here like a package, to go through this class disparity that was profound, and to understand what they were seeing and what they were experiencing. And so we've got the first very primitive version of that kind of imported out. And when I say primitive, I don't mean, like primitive, like low sophistication. I mean, the objects were able to be extracted with a lot of effort to get it to all work. They were able to be extracted to at least create the blueprint so that now they live here. But I want to support Verka's vision of how do we build this so that VR chat and the rest of the VR world can participate and build with us. Like, it's all up to us to recognize history and slavery and not forget what that costs and what that looked like in one of the more extreme versions. And so how do we all chip in and offer and take in, not just from the place of guilt, because everybody has guilt around their privilege, but also from a place of calling and purpose and practice. What are the changes we can make in the world? So we'll get a little tour of this. This will probably feel strange for some of you, especially if you've never been to Horizon Worlds, but Yeah, and there's a few other worlds we could go to asking ourselves, how does this world make or break community? But that'll be the first one, especially if Silence got the juice, and it'll be cool to have you there, Sotolo, too. Got some really brilliant world builders and community leaders here, so it's a good circle to try this out. And we'll probably just stay there for, let's see, what time is it? Probably about 15 minutes today, so it's not going to be a long tour, but it gets us on the map, and then we'll go to one other world after that, one or two, and then we'll check out. Okay. So, any questions or curiosities before we hop? Okay.
Thank you is all I can think of.
Oh,
wow.
Yeah.
I'm just amazed it got here. And there's so many pieces.
I'm amazed
to
too.
You're awesome.
It's been one of those things where it's like, come hell or high water, 0 to 1 at a time, we're going to get this through. At least the first one. And it took a lot, but I'm glad it's through. Okay, so now I need to focus on what I'm doing and load my worlds. I visited, uploaded. Here we go. So
and
please
I'm
bear.
Swap over in this world change. I'm in my headset now, so I just got to relaunch in VR.
Okay, great. So I'm going to drop the portal here. Keep in mind, no lighting. This is really just a deep copy with color preserved. So it's going to feel like we're in another world. And let's just go enjoy it and recognize the stories.
Okay.
You dipping out, Silent, or you coming? Okay, come. All right. The ball wants to come. Oops. Sorry about the drop.
Yeah, we couldn't get the textures, but we got the shapes and the colors. So
that's just amazing.
Isn't this wild, Virgo?
We could probably.
This is amazing. Oh my goodness. Oh wow. Oh my goodness. And this being a piece of, this is a section in which you travel through, but there are pieces that are before it that you come to before these areas. So it is just amazing if these can be put together.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
They look very jaggedy in this version.
And as they're put together, people can travel through each section from the ship to the auction, to this area where people are actually living on plantation, to the chores in which they're supposed to do, and having people actually see that it wasn't just an easy life to live. It was a person being treated as an animal and required to fulfill the tasks of another person. And I don't hold any of my worlds in an aspect of prejudice or a way in which I'm trying to make anyone feel they're responsible for our past. My whole thing is we cannot forget about the past and end up going into the same thing again. That's always been my point of wanting these together. People need to be aware so that other people don't end up in the same situation, not just Black people. Anybody could end up in this situation. Let's not let that happen again. See how it was. See what they did. See how they put people on ships and then put them on auction. And people, I'll pay that, I'll pay that. And then they were taken, and this is how they lived. There was a mansion over there and a little hutch over here. And you didn't get anything but just some little bit of whatever would be in some bones and some fat for some stew that you could eat. Your family's sitting there trying to be as happy as they can, but then there's also a person, whoever that may be, right there watching you, making sure that you don't go beyond a certain boundary, making sure that you are following through. And if you don't follow through, whether you understand them or not, you will be punished if you don't do it, which in Horizon, this section, it shifts you over to that area over there that has another person. If you get close to that guy over there, it shifts you to this section to where you end up standing over here.
Yeah, right here.
Where she is, and where you have now this child who is tied up and another person watching over you to make sure that you're going to follow rules next time. It's the whole point of the pain and the suffering that people had to go through for another person in order for them to feel like they had power over. We cannot allow our world to become like that again. No one man or being, human race, has power over another. We are all equal. We are all human. We are all one and should be able to live in unity together, helping one another all the time. Let's never go back to this. That's why I want my worlds in Horizon and here, so people could see how it went, so we don't follow that same pattern. We don't need to end up there again.
Thank you, Rika. So powerful. And for context, for those of you who don't know, this world was created piece by piece, asset by asset. Like, many of the objects in here were created by different people in the community, that Virgo would put up a post and say, hey, this is a newspaper article from the time of slavery. Here's the object that was being used. Can somebody help create this? And so people donated like many dozens of objects to each of these worlds, putting scripting in and making sure that it was functional. And then other people would clean those objects off because sometimes they took up way too much memory, but there were ways to trim them down so they still conveyed the message. One of the most powerful pieces for me in this world that I don't know if it's still functional because there's a lot breaking over there, is that in some versions of this world, there was an escape plan for the slaves to leave, and people came in and recorded their voices singing the hymns of how slaves would signal to each other, tonight's the night to leave, is they would change a tone, or change words in the hymns just ever so slightly. And it was like a signal out that the railroad was open and somebody was going to leave. And being able to come in here and hear someone singing this song who had volunteered to lend their voice to this, it gives a whole other kind of goosebump feeling to be brought into that timepiece so deeply. Yeah.
Yes. And that was in the very beginning on this side where you see the people. This gentleman was just playing the little banjo right here. And so you'd hear a banjo sound, but then you'd get close enough to this lady here, who was just an image of a black woman who was singing that goes to the river. I can't sing.
Well, thank you for having me.
Go to the river, my children. Go to the river. The Lord will save you at the river. You know, that was the signal. That song was what you would hear from this lady telling the people to go to the river that night to get saved. That was just a piece of it, again, in which these worlds link with other worlds that you can learn from. And it was awesome. That was amazing.
Yeah, thank you. There's another part down here, if we can walk to the porch, that I really appreciated about what Virgo is building. If you notice, Virgo, I snuck in some extra trees here just for the road. Well,
great.
It was an experiment to see if I could get away with it, and it did work.
Yeah, that is great.
So, upgrading your stuff a little bit already accidentally. Yeah, you had a really interesting part about this person and why they're up here serving this person.
The people normally who were allowed to be close to the home area were lighter skinned, and they were usually, in many cases, children that were born to the slaves that were raped by the plantation owners, the men, or the worker men. They were the babies that were allowed to be saved. And those ones were considered the, I guess, higher quality slaves because they could be close to the house. They could be in the kitchen. They could be in there. And that wasn't an issue for them. But they were usually lighter skinned, which then caused the chaos, unfortunately, for the black race because they started having a lot of anger towards each other. That unfairness. Why did they get to go and I can't? That was a very big piece of the time back then, and where it caused a lot of hate and anger towards the race itself. Again, people, we went through so much mind challenge, and I don't know if we want to call it training or misinformation, but we went through so much of it that caused us to believe something that wasn't true, that it's hard for many people, even today in 2026, to take it in as a realistic thing. Even today, being of a lighter color, I deal with people who are of a darker color who feel I'm not them.
Yeah.
That still happens.
Colorism.
Yeah, it's weird, but this was something that was also done a long time ago. They were allowed more privilege, lighter skin.
Yeah. Thank you, Verka. So it's one thing to know this from movies or something for me, but it's another thing to come stand between somebody with very fair skin and somebody with lighter skin and feel my part in history, feel the part of me as a Cuban American who loves being in the sun because it makes my skin darker. And in my family system, having darker skin was a sign of, yeah, we're not completely whiteified by America or whatever. It was a higher value to have the darker skin. And so knowing how that embedded in me, the kind of opposite of what was happening here, but it's still part of that judging myself as more valuable or something according to the skin color I have. And what we do to kind of shortcut building deeper, richer communities where we value each other as the human beings we are. When we're in survival mode, we just start making these funny, like black and white gradients about each other in a way that totally tears people's lives apart, gets them killed, gets them hurt. And feeling this moment when Verka made these different beings, like, whoa, I can feel that in my heart. It aches. So this is as far as the tour for this world goes, but there are so many worlds connected to before arriving here and after that need to be shipped over and cleaned off and published. And then eventually my hope would be we can start to have a volunteer cycle where everybody volunteers to just build one asset, of I'll make that one work. I'll make that one work. And we just start a crew and let people learn new tools to build assets from doing that. So we have some ideas of how that might happen and looking for people who want to like really own this and take this on and put the word out there. So many hands make light the work. And we're actually reversing the classism and the hierarchy of who gets to create and who doesn't, who gets to have their stories in the world and who doesn't. I think VR chat has a lot of room to grow around racism specifically and building a culture that acknowledges it and addresses it and doesn't just leave it for technology to mitigate, which is kind of where it's at with this punitive justice world we're in. So any reflections or questions to how this world makes or breaks community for everybody here? What are your observations being in this space? Body observations, heart observations, emotion observations. These are the ways we keep it from just being intellectual or fix it, and we witness each other. What does it feel like to be here, to hear these stories, to see Verka come alive? She gets to be in her world outside of Horizon Worlds. This world has been hostage in Horizon for years. The liberation.
Yeah, I mean, it takes me back really to like the kind of a similar feeling that I like, because we have I'm like kind of right on the edge of the south versus the north. So our museum center, I think when I was young, there was more of a focus on Underground Railroad stuff, and in more recent years, we have an actual like Underground Railroad Freedom Center thing. It's like a separate museum center thing. And just the kind of general vibe of like being, next to a, figure rather than just seeing like a black and white photo or something like that. It's like Heo was saying in the beginning, just being present among the stuff is a much more, evocative for people. Helps you, like have that empathy and kind of, see it as a real thing, even if it is a super simple representation. Because I do remember, like, even the like sculptures and stuff at the museum were like, as a kid, people were poking fun and they were all kind of waxy and smooth and weird looking. But it definitely, walking through a cabin or something and just being like, wow, they lived like this carries a lot more weight than
Yeah. That's
just
such a
reading
good way
about
to
it or
put it.
whatever.
Exactly. Like a picture of this moment is, you can take the picture. I will post a picture of this moment with us all standing here, and you can share it with a friend, but they're going to see some kind of primitive objects or whatever and be like, that's nice. You were inside of a drawing of something, right? But this, I don't know, to me, I feel like I got to lower my voice a little bit out of respect. This feels very alive to me. It's very easy to feel this in my body and just the reverence and the intensity of it. Yeah. Thank you, Carl. Who else? If anybody. Yeah, Furfordar.
I want to add on to that and say that I've been to several museums as well. I think this world would be really great if it had some plaques, some large periods of text. I think the context that Verka described as we entered this world is really crucial to understanding everything that's happening here. Having this, I think, be presented with a museum aesthetic or some sort of way to explain the situation, who Verka is, who created this, and some of the context of the situation and where it's going and where it leads would also just really help with setting the containment and I think the mood. But I think by itself, there's a question of like, do I interact with this? I see that it represents Black history, but I don't understand, some of the hidden elements that we haven't imported in yet, such as like the songs and the messages and what the slaves were going through. There's still more to be done for sure, and I think just because I've been helping you setting this up, I know the context behind a lot of these worlds that Verka has made. So I know what is to come, but I think for other people coming in, it wouldn't be as clear. So I think that could be something we could think about. Yeah.
Monoliths would
I
be
have
great.
a tiny critique. I don't know if it's something that could be mitigated or it's just a weird observation. But from afar, this chick's eyes start to become one of those like always following you kind of deals. Like when I'm up close
that's
on
on
her.
purpose, actually. Yeah.
Oh boy.
Because that's
Really?
she's on the porch right now because she's supervising. Right?
Right. No,
Like,
yeah. Well, I mean, that was
her
kind
eyes
of
are supposed to be
more of a
following you.
question too. Like,
Yeah.
was it supposed to do that?
It's
It's
creepy
like
on
the heavy
purpose.
outer edge makes them
Yeah.
follow you.
So
and I
that
don't like it.
discomfort in your body, right? You're kind of hiding behind the column now. That's really important.
She's gonna
Like,
make me turn on my avatar that can do the same.
oh God!
Because when you look at that the whole aspect of this person was able to take and relax here, could sleep here, could observe here, just be aware of. But this person over here better not stop working.
Always
because if
working.
this person does, that person can instantly have this person punished.
The eyeballs are on them. Exactly. Yeah. So thank you. Thank you for noticing that. And that's where that visceral
Yes.
immersion part, even with primitive objects, can get very real and intense. And honestly, I really dislike this avatar on so many levels. The style's fun, but that particular feature is very weird for me. And I like the avatar now more because you did it
Yes.
here. And I'm sitting here and going, oh, see, that's the most functional version of explaining why that might exist that I've ever heard. So, yeah. Other questions or reflections, or even just realizing like this world has been in controversy and gotten taken down by Meta before. It's been a
Yes.
battlefield every step of the way. So I see two hands. We've got Axel and Sotolo. So I think I saw Axel go up first. Axel.
I would comment from like a theater perspective, and I just wanted, like pretty much what I'm seeing here is a set, and it's very immersive. Like you have created an immersive space, an immersive theater experience. My thought process was pertaining to like the museum aspect as well, but instead of having plaques, maybe setting up like a group or something where you just have where you take stories from history, and then you have like these people that then become actors, and they're just in this world, and then they interact with the people that come in, but they tell the stories of the history.
Yeah.
That is a vibe too. I definitely get that. Like
For
you can have people in here just kind of playing.
yeah. First iterations will probably be monoliths or plaques to like get the story down. So anybody coming through, if you want to show your friends, you can point at the plaques and talk people through it. But then second would be audio recordings, potentially recording hologram avatars that are actually doing the motions of this and talking about it from firsthand instead of objectifying these beings as they. Like, tell us your stories. Let's get voices to record the stories.
Definitely.
So, but how that evolves, we've got to start where we can, which is maybe that's a homework assignment for Verka to some degree, is find somebody, and or if you already have the script for yourself down, writing out the paragraphs you would want just inserted into here to explain the different parts to this world. Because this is a recruitment world. It's a showcase world. This is where it's starting. Can you imagine a year from now when this world has VR chat creativity, collaboration to show what we do with a vision that was dying inside a Meta, and like how we take that and build it out all the way? Like, wow. Talk about middle finger to Meta, like you wanna ignore such an incredible and purposeful cause? Well, guess what happens when VR chat gets a hold of it and that community? Yeah, that would be my.
And I know that Horizon has multiple worlds that link to this, in which I have them all written down at this point. I know what they all are. I have pictures of them. But there are multiple pieces of this that need to be built yet and need to somehow be brought over if they cannot be built. I know you guys did awesome with this. I know it may not happen with all of them. So finding people who are willing to participate in helping build from images, that is a great thing if people want to participate in that, because this is something that we will take each step forward and then build together and show everyone a pattern in which we don't want
This
to
is
follow
like
again.
those infomercials where it's like, and wait, there's more for $10.99, whatever. But this is actually about reducing unconscious privilege and building equity. So, but wait, there's more. We can all participate in not just remembering what it was, but actually being the action that changes the direction of that, where we can show up.
And we can do that. I know that's possible because we did it in Horizon.
We did it already.
So
and believe me, if you think you're all a hard bunch to work with, let's just say the Horizon people came in very surface level to kind of make their fortune many times, but they had a lot of resistance to going deeper and getting more real. And We still conjured up a whole 2-year swarm of people that, even if they weren't willing to have their names on some of these things, they would still come in and donate pieces. So,
Yeah. Some people
yeah.
would just do the scripting for me. Some people would just build an item for me. And that was just wonderful. Wonderful.
And the last context, if it's okay, Virka, because I think this is another layer that's important here about Virka's story that we'll bring in. You even made a world on this in Horizon, is Virka has epilepsy, and that makes it hard to remember how to build, how to do these technical skills. And so if there was ever a case to be made for supporting somebody who already should have the full support of everybody who can. But this piece it's just very unlikely that Virka is going to learn Blender at the level needed or learn Unity like this. We worked with this for 2+ years in Horizon, and it was the community, the group creature mind that manifested this with Virka. Yes. But it was really a hive that built this, and one piece at a time. So thank you.
Yeah.
All right, Sodalo, I saw your hand go up.
Yeah. I noticed the time that it takes from where we were back over there to walk up here. It's a very clear separation that you definitely feel more uneasy leaving that space and coming up here. It feels like we're not supposed to be here.
Exactly. It's intimidating, right? It's like, whoa, they're not welcome over here. Am I welcome over here? I just learned about all of this. And yeah, even as I say that, I get these chills happening head to toe as I'm saying it. It's really intense.
But if I can say though, the rather grotesque nature that the humans look, it might be very off-putting to people. They might get different, like a different message than what you're trying to say. Like it could be seen as something that is deliberately offensive to African Americans because the first thing we see coming into the world is an African American family looking destitute.
Yep.
So
yep, there's always going to be perception, and that was a criticism to some degree in Horizon, which was this was poverty porn. This was a type of profiting off of Black pain was another accusation. There
that's
was
why they pulled it.
Right.
They
and
Horizon decided this could not, or this could not be there.
Yeah.
For those very reasons.
Yeah. So realizing like this is gonna provoke people no matter what, and we can do whatever we can to minimize that and redirect it and address that. And I do believe we can upgrade almost everything in this space to be more breathtaking and more vivid. But I also want this world to always exist exactly as it is, because every object in here was hand placed by people. Every tiny little detail was hand placed by people. And that is a very different thing than just doing that on a 2D screen. This was labor of people being willing to move through their discomfort and collectively build the best vision they could out of 14 different primitive objects, right? The best vision they could to support not letting history be rewritten or forgotten. And that is some of the most redeemable features of VR I've ever seen. So, how are you doing, Silent?
Those negative thoughts that people have that ended up getting it in a big traffic area of nonsense, we also had to fight that and brought it back in a way in which people would understand. That's where at the front there's a blank section. There's a posting there that gives information of what it was describing so that people would see what that was. This doesn't have that here yet, but in the other one it gives the date, what it was, the slaves, they were living in the hutch, the gentleman with the whip. When you'd walk up to him, he would be like, blah, 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 blah. But that's because Black people didn't understand English. So it's like they were getting the feelings of what they were going through and it was being shown there. And then that long walk up here, that feeling that you got, we hoped people would get that, realizing it was such a distance away to get up here. So, and having the person standing there basically saying they can't come this way. So, yes, there's going to be opinions of people, but this is such a powerful way of bringing awareness in more than just slavery, in treating people. This is just a huge, like a starter point of a huge way we can grow and get more and more people to understand that we do not have to be treated inhumane.
Well put, Rika. And Sotolo has done a lot of activism around this in your own quadrant. So glad to have you here, Sotolo. As far as like, to some degree, the person that gets targeted a lot in VR chat for making space for people that are left out, this is your number one person. They're fighting battles every day.
Sotolo.
Oh my goodness!
You want to fight another one?
Yeah, join us. Okay, well, we're going to close up our 2-hour loop here. So I'm going to bring us to a checkout world, but I want to give Silent a chance to, What do you got, Silent?
Yeah, I might hop out a little early. I just wanted to mention it because I am like on the verge of passing
falling
out.
asleep. Yeah, of course.
But yeah, I guess it has been helpful to kind of be in this world. Kind of, I think the context of I guess this is something that I've kind of been a bit sad about in VR chat because I do feel like, in particular, world creation in VR chat, in many ways you can create more things kind of more robustly, outside if you're like working on a, computer, Blender, whatever. But I do think that there is definitely something to like the social aspect of building things together in VR. I have always kind of felt like, I wish just like, Resonate wasn't. I wish Resonate or something like Resonate could run on a Quest, which it does not. But seeing this, kind of seeing this in this world, I am feeling like, I might have an idea of how to contribute to this, and that is my lovely tree generation thing that I've been working on for like the past 2 months. Is maybe about like 50 to 60% of the way to just being a generic like building system. It's like, I mean, we are assembling things out of primitives at the end of the day.
Lovely.
It would probably be it would probably be less capable than whatever Horizon had, and you would also have the added difficulty of like needing to export, then import into Unity, then like re-upload in between like passes. So it would be probably significantly less user friendly. But at the very least, you could probably do some like sort of community build jams where like you kind of come into the world and put some stuff, and then you re-upload it, and then those things get added.
Oh, that's interesting. So like
maybe.
sculpture kind of
We'll look into
spaces.
it.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, there's all kinds of possibilities, but I think the first part begins with just I'm in. I'm helping. This is I choose to be a part of this and do what I can and take care of myself along the way. So thank you for everybody that feels that step forward. Yeah, Perka and I've been orbiting around this for a long time, and there are not a ton of projects that I will just throw in front of everyone and say, okay, everyone, let's say yes to this. But this is one of them because it's like, what are we all doing here if we can't say yes to such a worthy cause? Like make our stone soup, contribute what we can, amplify if you don't know how to create, but let's build a whole assembly line of people signing up to just do one more thing. So,
yes,
okay,
definitely. If any of you know anyone, please throw them our way.
We're going to move worlds here to do our checkout because we've only got a few minutes left here. But I know Silent's taking off, so good night, Silent.
Yes.
And
Bye.
Thank you for visiting.
Yeah, thank you for visiting. Let me drop a world for us to just get our kind of back to VR reality legs a little bit before we say good night.
And I appreciate all you guys coming and taking a look.
Oh,
This is just a miracle for me. It just
yay!
feels so wonderful.
I'm so glad. Actually,
Wait until
before we go
combine
through
all the
there,
worlds
why
into
don't we
one.
get a picture with Verka before we walk
Yeah.
into that?
Do we want to get a picture here or over at the other
You
section?
choose, Verka. Where would you like us
I
to get a
like
picture? Okay,
the other section.
let's go
That's where
over
I would
here.
A lot
like
of
to do it.
context
Don't
the way
walk
you
in.
choose to take a picture here.
I know, right? If we all circled around the conqueror, that would feel a little like, did we understand?
Good
It's not a
point, good
selfie
point.
moment
What
that
if
we
we
want to
all
be
gave
proud.
her like bunny ears and
Oh God,
like
I don't
made fun
know.
of her?
Maybe put a fire under her. I don't know. Make it violent.
We spit roast the slave owner.
Much. Be like, in this world, you're the other direction. Okay, here we go. We're all lining up with our crew over here?
I think.
I think
Can everybody
Okay.
fit over here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Aw, look at that beautiful crew. Aw, so good.
This brings
Okay.
unity.
Yeah. All right. So 3, 2, 1. Yay, Africa, salvaged world. Woo!
Yes.
And then
Yay.
if you know how to use emojis, get those emojis going so we can do celebrations. We got the Underground Railroad
Yay.
out. Woo! Yay, emojis. Look at all those beautiful healing emojis. Oh, so good.
Oh.
Sodala's got sad face. I hear you, Sodala.
It's, I think, more concerned face.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Ah, you're like, what are we doing? This is
Worried
intense.
face.
Worried, yeah. Okay, I got some great photos. I'm going to drop a world for us to do our checkout and just think
Alright.
about all the people present and who is the least likely to expect an appreciation from you, but would be most benefited or surprised to receive it, and try to think about like how we can acknowledge each other and close our circle. I will see you there.
Wow.
Yay.
I didn't know there was a painting over here.
Wow.
We
I
never
always
like
breathe.
decided
Feet
that.
in the air.
I know. I always breathe so much better in this world because it's like the impossible dream is behind us. Let's have a seat over here. This is an easy place to close up here. Okay. Oops. Am I? Oh, I'm like way up. Okay, sure. There you go. All right.
Axel requested an invite off me. Oh, there's a second one. And I keep hitting yes, but I
Carl
don't
okay?
know.
I don't know.
He's
Oh, okay.
configuring something.
Oh,
I don't know
IRL.
what's going on with Axel. I'll send them an invite. I did a Friends Plus, I think. Did I do a Friends Plus? Or is this Friends?
It looks
I was
like
second guessed myself.
Yeah,
Oh, it is
Plus.
Friends Plus. Yeah.
Not
Oh,
group instance.
I don't think so. You remember that thing that was happening to me on desktop where I couldn't get into certain worlds? I think I forgot to send Axel the fix for that, so they might be struggling to get in.
I
There we
heard
go.
it
Okay.
Something,
there's Axel.
yeah. I just gotta keep trying.
Usually 3 times is the charm.
Okay, remind me
Weird.
there is a fix for what's happening. Just send me a message so I make sure to send it to you, because I did
There's some,
figure
like, network optimizer from Intel, I think.
there's a
You can turn that off, it
killer,
usually fixes
a
it.
Windows killer app or something you have to disable. It's really annoying. Okay, so
Oh, I did that.
something like
Yeah,
Oh, you did?
you sent me that message and that, and I did
okay.
that. Yeah, and I
Okay.
haven't had that issue until just now, and now it's doing it again.
Oh man.
maybe
Oh,
it's turned back on because Windows likes to
yeah.
do that.
Oh
Yeah, my
yeah.
computer did a lot of updates, so I might have to go back
Right.
through and recheck.
Oh,
Yeah.
so
Re-kill the killer function. Okay. So this is our appreciation game. This is what we do to close and weave our circle to the end. Thank you for everybody that has gone through this adventure and journey of being with uncomfortable things today. So imagining that there's a ball in the middle here that is full of all the energy of all the words that have been said in our circle today. And we're going to pick that up and we're going to throw it around to each other and we're going to catch it. Imagine catching it. But this is basically just saying something about you grew me. And keeping it that simple, no replying, just taking that in. We grow each other. So I'm going to put the ball here. It's swirling full of energy. Who wants to grab it and throw it first?
I'm gonna grab it.
Marcus.
Grab the ball.
Oh, okay.
Come on over here.
All right, you got it.
Okay. Now, I actually will be throwing this to Axel.
Axel.
Catch
Got
it.
it.
Okay,
Yeah.
Axel. Something very important that you have shown me today and things that you have said just through the feedback that you have given me is the open-mindedness and the willingness of change that has to be there and things that occur. I think that you made a very good point in even your pains that you're going through and the feedback on the world that we had just visited. There's just something about the way that you bring that information in that opens my mind up even more to the challenges that I may have to face, realizing that I have to get through them and that I've got to keep moving forward. And I appreciate that.
Thanks, Marco. This is Axel's head when they're absorbing.
Oh, yes.
Mm.
Ooh, okay. This is hard. I'm going to throw it. Ooh, I don't know. Indecisiveness. Let's go. Let's just go really off the wall. I'm gonna close my eyes to wherever I end up. We're gonna go.
Oh yeah.
You're throwing it to Sodaloo? Was that right? Or Carl?
Wait, what? To me?
Axel, you went on mute there, so we can't hear you.
Right across the way to Carl.
Oh, okay. Carl, catch the ball. Yeah. Nice.
Okay. I think the way that you have grown me is just the way to be present in just all of the awareness that is around you and what is present intrinsically at the moment too, and then the way that you just honor it all and like the capacity in which you hold it all as well.
Thank you.
Look at that.
I think I'm gonna throw it over to Trophy because as much as I, already was impressed that you're, have helped with the other BridgeMakers worlds here in the just the one comment you made of like, oh, just wait until it's all linked up, and you know what I mean, kind of having that vision, and kind of pointing people in that direction, and kind of holding that goal and manifesting it, that kind of thing. So not just being somebody who's gonna speak on it like myself, but actually doing the work and making stuff happen.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Sorry, my cat just woke up. It's already bothering me.
Throw your cat. We'll catch it. Cats
Oh,
land on their
I'm gonna
feet.
throw it to Sotolo.
Sotolo.
I know you joined.
You caught an appreciation
late,
cat.
Yeah, I think the little cat there. She's just flailing around, trying to cuddle you aggressively. But my appreciation is seeing you stop by, and it's good to see you again after our last encounter. It was great talking to you, and I think it was really just fantastic that you could come see Verka's World to experience that we are doing like another project that might get the ire of VR chat and people who are
we're gonna compete with you.
Not okay with the uncomfortable history of the human race. So I know you're a part of that situation on a different playing field, but like same game essentially. So I think there's like some good connections happening, and I guess it's sort of like I'm appreciating that you happened to stop by tonight of all nights. I guess that's just sort of like kind of like it's very interesting. I guess you could say serendipity or whatever, but yeah. So that's my appreciation.
Lovely, thank you, Fro.
Thank you so much.
You got the ball.
And I'm going to take the kitty and throw it at Verkasum. That was
Catch
really
the cat.
cool world.
Oh, she's got it on her head.
That was a really cool world that you showed us. And I really appreciate that you took the time to explain a lot of the things that you learned, the fact that there was community involvement on it, the fact that it did bring people together, because without that context, I was getting different ideas when we went in there, but having that context was really super important, and it showed me kind of what an aspiring community leader you are. But yeah, I do think that definitely the plaques, I can't remember who said the plaques would probably be a good idea. Some explanation, so that when you're not there, giving the explanation yourself, people are seeing and understanding why the world is the way it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, I appreciate you for doing that for us tonight.
Thank you so much.
Yay.
Thank you.
Well, Verka, you have the ball twice, so you can either go again or you can roll it into the middle, and then somebody else will grab it. It's okay.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No worries. It's all good.
Well, I guess I do want to go up again because I'm going to throw it to everybody here all the time. Okay.
Okay. Well, that's another way.
The next person is actually to you.
Got it.
And the reason I'm doing that is because I can never have enough appreciation for you. This is not a one-time situation. This is something we've worked on for years. It's something that has moved forward. It's something I've known you for a long time. Well, my mind tells me forever, but I've known you long enough to know that you are a fighter and that you fight hard. And every time we go through these situations, you always fight with me to help me get forward. And I appreciate that so much. I need to learn how to grow more from that. And I appreciate that because I want to grow more from that.
Yeah. I take your appreciation. Thank you. Yeah. Okay. I know. Meow. Well, thank you, everybody. This is, I believe we got everyone. We got Carl, we got Solo, we got Axel, we got Fro and Fro. Okay, so I was last. Yay. So this was another weekly community builder meetup. Heads up, I am going to be canceling my internet probably at the end of the month. I'm not quite sure what internet's going to be like wherever I'm landing. So we'll definitely, please RSVP for this, but I can promise I will be available for this kind of meeting for this next Friday. The following one, I'm not sure because that's going to be the weekend I have to be moving. So it'll just be we'll have to play it by ear. But yeah, I'm in a pretty weird kind of walk the plank situation. So as much as you all can hold the bridge and support each other in building this community, well, I have so much tumultuous chaos happening in my physical reality. Whenever you feel a sense of like sadness or obligation, turn that into connection through BridgeMakers. And that feeds me a lot to be able to come back to our server and see people are connecting and supporting each other. Silence is especially heavy right now. So that's a way you can add back to me.
What is happening with you?
I am about to be homeless. And not necessarily houseless, but homeless, as in I don't know where I'm landing in a few weeks. And I have a couple offers, but I'm in a very precarious and depleted and bankrupt situation personally. So everyone here has been hearing little tidbits of that for the last couple of months, but I'm trying to give everybody very transparent heads up because I just can't promise anything anymore. And the hardest, most draining part for me with BridgeMakers right now is being the bouncer to the RSVPs to the events and canceling the events and being the administrator when my own life is on fire. So the more people can step up like ASAP and lean into that and help each other and figure that out. Right now, Mary is carrying most of it. And that puts burnout on my other core leaders. So that's my call to action is wherever you feel bad about me, please put that energy back into the bridge and organizing and taking that leadership role and saying, how do I get more people involved in this so that when I'm not having to tend to the fire, it doesn't go out, because that is what happens by default right now. If I'm not putting all this energy into BridgeMakers, it gets very quiet and cool. And yeah, so please just keep that in mind. The more active you are, the more you're helping and supporting each other. Oh, yay, Soto. The more you're able to like feed me back, because seeing the bridge dead, well, I'm also facing very like life desperate situations is it's pretty big grief for me. So, and just coming here and doing this check-in once a week it keeps me believing there's a heartbeat here and we're not completely bridgeless. So I'm glad y'all came. Thank you for seeing. This is my passion project, not Verka herself, but just this effort to be meaningful in the world and be a part of history we can be proud of. You know, like how much are we abdicating being in the world, and then we're not always doing the purposeful stuff in here. So thank you for your witness. I would do much more intense activism stuff if I had the support. Okay, we're going to say goodnight. Let's all wave to our camera, which is that way. Thank you, everybody who joined. Find us on our website, bridgemakers.world. There's a cool new gadget that's coming out on that website soon and teaching about conflict. And we'll see you then. Let's all give our emojis to say goodbye to everybody. Take a little picture. Bye-bye. Thank you.
Thumbs up.
Thumbs up is good.